Let me reiterate some main ideas reflected in the narrative of Acts. First, in all those discussions we analyzed, no question of Jewish observance of Torah ritual precepts has ever been raised. The discussion pertains exclusively to the Gentiles joining the movement. As for the Jews, it is clear that they continue with their traditional practice. Second, Acts reflect the position that Gentile Jesus follows, though now belonging to a messianic brand of Jewish religion, are not obliged to embrace the full-fledged Judaism with its ritual markers. They are, however, instructed to keep basic dietary laws, allowing common meals, and are not instructed against fulfilling certain Jewish rituals if they wish so. Third, the tensions around Torah observance are portrayed by our author as temporary, and they are successfully resolved. Fourth, the centrality of the temple is upheld, even and maybe especially in the eschatological scenario of the Messiah's glorious return. Fifth, Paul's dissatisfaction with the Jews is spelled out, but no total schism is allowed. This is a salient feature of the book, spelling out the mission to the Gentiles without losing the Jewish center. The impressive balancing act performed by the author seems to indicate that he had in mind a mixed audience of intended readers within the movement: Jews, still influential enough to take them into account, and Gentiles in need of being encouraged to retain their initially reverential attitude to the Jewish elite of the movement. The author clearly bears witness to the still lingering hope in the success and the centrality of the movement's Jewish mission. Does this also point to a relatively early date of the tradition reflected in Acts? Or maybe such a hope was alive even closer to the end of the first century? One more question that remains open. Some scholars suggested that this balancing act, this all-encompassing nature of Acts, was what endeared the composition in the eyes of second-century Christians engaged in the struggle for formation of Christian canon. Others, however, can argue that already in the second century the Jewish emphasis of Acts was lost on its Gentile readers, and the text became to be viewed as propagating first and foremost the parting of the ways, an interpretation that would become dominant in later Christianity.